I had been diagnosed with 4 different autoimmune disorders. And I was in and out of the doctors. I had a primary doctor and I had 2 different specialists at a hospital. And at the time, I was put on a few different medications and they were working enough to help me stay in school and to go back to work. But there were still a lot of symptoms that I was struggling with. And so my dad, he was desperately trying to find something to help me. So he was going on the internet, he was doing all this research, and something that he came across was the vegan diet. So up to this point, I had been vegetarian on and off for a few years because of the ethics, but doctors would sometimes tell me, no, because I'm sick, I should be eating meat or I should be eating dairy, I'll be sick without meat. But my dad decided to try going vegan himself first as the guinea pig, and he found a lot of benefits from it. So we tested it out on me, and within 2 weeks, a lot of the symptoms that I was still struggling with, despite being on long-term medication, they finally went away. So the biggest I remember was my face was very swollen because I was on a lot of medication. The medication was helping me to keep on weight because my health problems were making me lose a lot of weight. But I remember this puffiness in my face within 2 weeks had gone away for the first time in maybe a year. And I had complained to doctors about it and they said, maybe that's just the shape of your face now, maybe that's just the shape of your body now. But it turns out that it was a lot of swelling to do with dairy. And so after that 2 weeks, I had my blood work done, and it turns out that of 22 deficiencies that I had prior to being vegan, within 2 weeks I had fixed 11 of them. So although I stayed on my medication, I kept seeing my specialists, my health improved, and when I went to tell my specialists about it, and I mentioned that I had gone vegan, they wrote off my symptoms as spontaneous remission, even though it was clearly the work of being on a vegan diet. So 6 years later, I'm happy to say I'm still vegan, and I'm actually now participating in one of the biggest diet studies for autoimmune diseases. And it'll be a few years before those results come out, but I'm very excited to see if patients like myself who are on a vegan diet are going to fare better in that study. And maybe the outcome of that study will change the recommendations for patients like me who have autoimmune problems. Because it would have been great if 6 years ago doctors didn't just prescribe me medication, but had actually recommended that I change my diet as well.